You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing this feeling of disappointment. It's like there's an energy that gets closer to you. And this is somebody that you're not in contact with. This is a spiritual kind of closeness that someone wants to get into your head. And every time they get ahead, right? This is what I'm hearing. You integrate something further into your being. You integrate your shadow a little bit further. And it's almost like they're in a catch 22 where if they're trying to force their presence or if they're trying to force their energy into your head, they are risking you evolving. They're risking you leveling up and putting themselves 10, 15 steps back. So, what I'm hearing is that the Most High kind of letting these people know there is no winning. Like, there is no winning. They have to take their losses and move accordingly while they can. And for a lot of you, this is a message regarding your lineage. It's a message regarding somebody in your family, somebody that benefited from your self abandonment, somebody that benefited from the amount of forgiveness and chances that you, at one point in your life, in the chapter that you were learning different lessons in, were capable of giving. You may have even given these forgiveness, given these chances from a place of not really quite knowing yourself and your worth, and having these people purposefully advocate that lower sense of self that you had. And for some of you, this is a person who has gifts. I've made this video before, but this is especially regarding your lineage, your family. This is someone who has gifts, who feels like they had a chance, right? They had a chance when you were either younger or more vulnerable in whatever state. This is a person who had a chance to inject their thoughts, their manipulation into your mind. And by doing this, their aim is it's not that they're able to take away your gifts, but to make you doubt them, to make you doubt what you're understanding, to make you doubt what you're seeing. And in that place of doubt, what happens is that you start to vibrate lower. You start to open up to people that are karmic, that are karmically tied to your timeline of learning lessons. This is how this person won, is what I'm hearing. And I've made this video several times. You can check out on my channel. There's almost a series of me coming up with this channel over and over again regarding I heard indictment, but regarding the passing on of these torches, these spiritual gifts that are specifically tied to your bloodline or tied to your spiritual bloodline. There is someone who feels like they've been outdone by you. And in many ways, this is a person that, I'm going to be very blunt, right? They weren't able to outright come out and kill you, but if they could, they would. I'm not trying to be negative, and there's one thing that I actually want to say before I move forward, right? Ignoring the truth is not positivity. It is not positivity. And seeing the truth and being able to articulate it without sugarcoating it is not negativity or victim blaming or victimizing oneself. Some things are just what they are. And there's no harm in seeing the darkness and being able to speak it, because only then can we integrate it and we can heal from it, learn from it, and move forward. Otherwise, it will be a shadow that will become so blown out of proportion that we've given it power that it does not have, that it's begun to rule over us and our children and their children's children, and all of that nonsense continues to be perpetuated. That's where the truth comes in. So, with that being said, you can tell that I have a bit of a regarding that, because it's really something that irks me when people want to posture fake positivity by ignoring the truth. That's not positivity. Anyway, this person It could be a family member, a parent, a mother, a father, an adoptive parent, a spouse. This is something very close and rubby. There is a image this person wants to maintain. And if they could, they would have come out outright and killed you. Like, this is what I'm getting. They have done so much work to diminish and cut you down. And in many cases, this is a person, a parental figure, that took a lot of time to compare you between your siblings, if you had siblings, to kind of knock at your confidence, chip away at your sense of self. They did this because of your gifts. This is someone that saw you very clearly and didn't really articulate it to the people around them. They wanted to keep it a secret because that way, the things that they were doing, the underhanded, evil, demonic things that they were doing, wouldn't be tied together, or they wouldn't have the dots wouldn't be connected, and people wouldn't be pointing their finger saying, oh, it's because you know this person's potential that you're trying to tear them down. They don't want that connection, that link. So what they do is they use other people in your life that could care less about either what people think about them, or other people in your life that are basically doing the dirty work for them. And the way that they were able to manage this is by accessing that private part of you, accessing that part of you where you were vulnerable, making them trust you. And in more instances than not, this is a person that comes at you when your guard is down. And for some of you, this is an energy that was meant to teach you the lesson of self-forgiveness as opposed to forgiving others. And not just that, but they were meant to teach you a lesson about guilt and how people use that against you. People who are manipulative use that against you. The sense of feeling responsible for how they feel. This person does this manipulatively. They do it intentionally. And their aim is to pretty much lower your frequency so that you don't reach that catapulting level that they know that you're capable of. Because I'm not even trying to villainize this person, because I'm getting that this is a very wounded person. They're very wounded. They feel like nobody understands their plight. And in many ways, the thing that truly irks them is that you may have gone through your own share of evil. You may have gone through your own share of people doing you so dirty, but it's like the way that you keep getting up, the way that you don't go out there and turn the sword against innocent people. It's almost like making them feel as though they're evil, that this is not somebody that introspects that way, but it makes them feel like you're not being real, that maybe if they push you in this direction, or if this relationships falls apart for you, if this business falls apart for you, then finally they will see that character that they have tried to cultivate in you, that they would see you break down and hit rock bottom. And for some of you, they have prayed for certain relationships, certain connections that you have let go of. They have prayed for it to come back. They have prayed for you to reconcile with people that would actually kill you. Again, this person wants to keep their hands clean, but they're in a catch-22 where they have to constantly see you up-leveling or thriving despite everything that they have tried to bring into your path. So this is what I'm hearing for them. When they were lowering your vibration, right? When they were entering your head and moving certain things around, the aim was to prepare you. That's what I was hearing. The aim was to prepare you for a particular contract that they wanted you to be ready to sign when the time comes. And not only do they want you to sign it, but they know that you have a tendency to leave situations. You have a tendency to choose the right path. Like, this is something that it's the case of like trying to bind a tree to a certain posture, but no matter what the sticks, no matter what the strings that somebody ties against that tree, they come to find it a day or two later, it has sprung out and it's going in its own divine path. Like, this has been the case for you and this person in particular. And what I'm getting is that whatever ties that you have broken with them at this time, it's something's blowing back. Like, that's what I'm getting. Something is blowing back. Maybe you've thrown out certain items. Maybe you have, like, energetically let go of some hatred or resentment, or there's a part of you that you have been able to come to terms with. Like, there's something that you have done to close that gap that they were usually being able to enter into your life. That right there is creating a blowback situation. And this is the person that I've seen before in my revelative dreams, that I don't necessarily see them going through any harm, because this is the kind of person that harms themselves. Like, the thing that matters to them most is the praises that they get from people, the position that they feel like they have cultivated in the eyes of people. And that is what the loss is going to be. It's almost like there is a consensus that's being built against this person for everything that they have done. And it's very interesting, because more likely than not, you are one of those people who sees them for who they are. It's the case of like that black sheep in the family that you are. That's the case. And it's like, for a very long time, people may have been very either like confused about you, or didn't really have an understanding as to why you were behaving the way you were behaving. Maybe you are that uncle or aunt that doesn't really show up for these major events, and it's almost like there's been a lot of rumors about you. There's been a lot of like confusion, a lot of remarks about you that don't even come to touch the character that you truly are. Like, people don't really know you in the family. People don't really know you. This is a message for those of you like that. They don't really know you. And it's very interesting, because this person knows you the most, and they have been secretly, by acting as though they care about you, they have been slowly and secretly trying to inject a specific ideology about you in every single family member. And it's almost blowing back on them. It's turning back on them, where they're just now seeing, if it's not a family, this is like a spouse situation with the community and friends. Now it's like the tables are turning, and people are beginning to grow up. That's what I'm hearing. People are beginning to grow up and kind of develop their own character, their own understanding of what's what, where the power actually lies. Because more often than not, this person has transgressed against every single person that they have tried to pit against you. And people are beginning to see that. They're like, you, dear lover, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know this person. But I do for sure know that this family member or this spouse of yours has personally transgressed against me. I have caught them in a lie. I have seen them cheat other people out of situations. I have seen them backstab other people. Why am I still believing them? You see, that fog, it was witchcraft. And this is where the gift comes in. This person, you are supposed to overthrow them. You are supposed to take that chair. It's not even about ruling over anyone. It's about the truth. It's about dethroning the lie. Nobody has to be on that throne, especially not this person. And that is the light that you're shining. That is why this person has tried to throw a wrench in your throat chakra, especially since you were a kid, if this is a parent. They have tried to diminish your light, tried to compare you up to other siblings and tell you to tone it down, be a little different, do this, do that. You're maybe even like purposefully trying to put a lot of attention on your appearance or on your achievements, never really celebrating you accordingly, never really being there for you. And at the same time, pretending or playing both sides, where, let's say, for instance, if something was happening to you, you know for a fact if you were to come to them and talk to them, they would do nothing. They would do shit squat about it. But they would not have no problem coming to you with their full chest saying, well, you should have told me I would have done something. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about. It's a fraudulent, jealous, fake, malevolent, and pathetic energy that needs to be checked. They need to be checked. And it's the kind of person that if somebody were to pick out even a single flaw, they would just break apart and just shatter. But they have no fucking issue, no qualms with tearing people down. Like, people have become so accustomed to the insults, the propaganda, the lies that this person has been able to just throw at people, and people just being like, okay, that's just who they are. Imagine coming up to your children, insulting them, degrading them, cursing them outright, blatantly, and just the next day pretending like nothing happened. Or going about behind a coworker and gossiping about them, saying something about them, and then the next day pretending like you're their friend. This is the kind of energy, and people have been in this cognitive dissonance that the enemy has been able to just sort of, in fact, the dissonance was so strong that you became the enemy for distancing yourself. You became the enemy for saying, you know what, everybody around you, and you included, as long as they support you, this is a poisonous community. This is poison. It's not normal. You are the first one. You are the trailblazer regarding this. And this is exactly why this person has tried to put a wrench in your gifts. They have tried to put witchcraft over you. They have tried to do all kinds of things. And you're 10 steps ahead. Why? Because you keep integrating your shadow. That is the key. That is the key. We're not here in this community to fear. Oh, you gotta do this and you gotta do that, and oh, their witchcraft is so powerful. It's not. The minute you see it objectively, the minute you see it from an internal point of view, why am I afraid of this? What is it in me that is allowing this kind of a fear to take place, or what is it in me that I need to integrate in order to forgive this aspect of myself that is manifesting in my reality? What is it that I need to see? Once you do that, you would see the smallness of their energy. You will see the fact that they are nothing compared to what the Most High is capable of through you. That is where we're entering. This is a timeline when the only person these people are able to fool are themselves. Every action that they're taking is going to be as blatant as blood on snow. That is what I'm seeing. And for some of you, this is the kind of energy that will either make fake accounts, I've made this before, to contradict you or to try to still pull on your insecurity, try to find and fetch out your triggers to sort of make you, again, it's all about making you doubt yourself and have your foundation shake. The only way to get past that is to be honest with yourself. That's their kryptonite. The truth is their kryptonite. And they thrive on you not being able to face it. They thrive on you being afraid to face their evilness in order to say, well, that's what's happening. So fuck the fake positivity of saying, well, you know, like, they're not obviously like victimizing me. Like, this is not as bad as I think it is. No, fuck that. See it for what it is. And when you do, yes, fear is a normal response, but there's something more powerful than that. You have to be able to first go through the truth. You can't stand at the threshold and expect them to not come at you, because that is where they are. They can't come through this timeline. They cannot come through it because they have so much shadow, so much baggage that won't allow them through the door. Again, the path is getting narrow. And the language is changing again. I have made a post on Threads regarding this. Sorry to be so loud all of a sudden. The path is getting narrow again. And the language is changing. A lot of the inflammatory ways that people have tried to approach you, you're going to almost be like a wet blanket to them. You're almost going to be like the objectivity that you're going to possess and harness, the tranquilness that is about to settle into your spirit because you have integrated some of the most difficult energies out there. It's going to make them turn away. They can only come so close to you. They can only do so much. Because again, authenticity and truth is a lot more powerful than whatever that they can conjure up. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter how much they have to group up. And that is why they have to group up. So that's what I'm seeing. There's a blowback. And no matter when this blowback happens, this is one thing I want to say. They're going to scramble. They're going to scramble and they're going to try to use you against you because they can no longer use other people. Again, why they can't use other people is because you're going to spot it immediately. You're going to know, even if it's a stranger, oh, I know who sent you. Immediately you're going to be able to spot the energy. It's the energy, the entity that is being passed around. You're going to be able to spot it no matter how much it mutates itself. So their last resort is going to be you. And what is it saying? You are your greatest enemy. That is, you are the last dragon that you have to conquer. And after that, that's when you're going to see a lot of this like floodgates opening, where you're going to have your soul tribe as your friends. As your friends. It's going to feel like the time in your life where you've spent so much of it in a false start situation, all these false starts. And like somebody poignantly wrote in yesterday's video on the comment section, it's like these energies are almost there and they almost mutate themselves to seem just almost the kind of person you want to be around, but they end up being a fraud. And a lot of this has something to do with the fact that you are being protected from parts of yourself that could be used against you. So once that dragon is conquered, that's when you're going to see genuine people that could even be lifelong friends coming into your life, especially if you have been in isolation for a long time. And for some of you, this is not just friendships, but partnerships, like romantic ones. I'll be making videos on that soon. I will be wrapping this up with this. Oh yeah, the last thing that Spirit wants me to say is keep your thoughts clear. And be honest with yourself. Stop this fake positivity. You know how we are in this channel. We're not love and light. We are truth and fury. So until next time, don't reach out. Remember, those are scammers. Everything you need to know is in the description box down below. My book is out. Sad Girl. Please do check it out. You will not be disappointed. And yes, I think that's all. Until next time.